Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea how long this episode is going to be. We're going to play 2 matches at the end of the season to see if we can get into the playoffs. We could then be doing all of the playoffs, and then we've got an attribute review at the end of the season. So, a lot to get through. It might be that the end of season review and the attribute review goes into the next episode, at the start of the next episode, rather than this one, depending on how long it goes for, but we'll see. Let's get into it anyway and see if we can get ourselves into the playoffs. Welcome back, everybody, to Burton Albion, England DNA. It is 2 games away from the end of the season, and we've got a chance to be in the playoffs. We've dropped right out, which is a bit of a shame. We had quite a bad run of form, but we've still got a chance, and we've just turned the corner, I think, a little bit. We finally got everybody back fit for the first time in like 7 or 8 games, and as you can see, that's where we've been losing the matches, right? So I did a squad team talk before the Barnsley game. We got the draw. Barnsley are top of the league, don't forget, and they've already won the league, so they're up. That's a good result. We've got West Brom away. That's going to be a tough game. And then Sheffield United at home, that's also a tough game. However, if we can draw this game against West Brom and then beat Sheffield United, I think we'll get in with that because if you look at the league table, we're currently, actually goal difference behind on Peterborough. Of all those teams ahead of us that are either on 72 or 73, I think easily 2 of those teams are going to drop points, probably twice in this remaining game. So it's going to be really, really close. In fact, let's see what they've got. Brentford have got QPR and Huddersfield. That's 2 fairly easy games for them. And they won the FA Cup semi-final. Look at that. So they're likely to win both of theirs. Peterborough play Middlesbrough and Hull. 1 tough game, 1 slightly easier game. Watford play Luton and Bolton. And Brighton play Bolton and Reading. So, I mean, this is going to be a really close end to the season. I've no idea what's going to happen. I'm really excited to see what happens here. We're going to have the first team back for pretty much every game now. The first game is going to be the only game that we're guaranteed to miss a player, and it's going to be Sam Hughes, who's just had a couple of injuries. He's not quite ready. I'm just going to leave him out of this one. He's not quite ready. He's been playing pretty poorly anyway, so he's going to stay out this game. But apart from that, everybody's fit, fully fit. And Jermaine Pellinger has banged into absolutely unbelievable goals for us recently. So he's going to stay on the bench ahead of what was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten his name at this point here. Ben Abbott, yeah. He's more effective than Ben Abbott, we've found. So that's going to be your team. Both goalkeepers have been pretty poor. Ben Garrett has been unbelievably bad recently, so Aled Harrison plays. Aled Harrison hasn't played as much as he should have because he keeps getting injured. In fact, does he have injury proneness as a... Yeah, he does. He does get injured a lot, which is a bit worrying. A bit annoying as well, actually. So, here we go then. Your team for the West Brom game is as follows. Harrison in goal with Mitchell King, Shaughnessy and Hamer across the back. Smith and Keller at wing back. Lakin and Taylor at pivots. Powell as the 10 with Josh King and Victor up front. Oh, we did so well to get this far. Like I said, right, I generally felt that I could have got promoted by just trying to play the best team all the time. The problem would have been with that is people like Heller, people like Trott, people like Aled Harrison, they wouldn't have got any game time, wouldn't have improved at all, right? So, or not as much as they have. So I feel like it was essential, maybe even throw Mitchell King into that a little bit. So I feel like it was better long-term for the save and the team to do this and better for development. But hopefully we can get into the playoffs anyway and give ourselves still a chance of doing it. But I want us to do it with our own players that are going to be there and supporting us in the future, right? So let's see what happens. Assistant manager says, got nothing to lose, okay? And we are underway in this crucial game against West Brom. Like I said, a draw will probably be okay for us, I think. But we'll keep track of the other results on the league table as we go. And the first highlight is going to be, looks like it's going to be for them. Barnsley beating Ipswich, which I mean is probably good for us because Barnsley have already won the league. So Peterborough winning, that's not so good. As West Brom get their first highlight of the game, what are they going to do here? They've got multiple options in the box. It goes across again. Cross into the box here. Powell wins it. Oh, he's played it. What? I mean, come on. Right, come on, Joe. Joe. What are we doing here, son? Right, you win the ball here. Right, you win the ball. And you have got, your 2 strikers up this area. So just launch it in that direction. If you have to clear it, which he does have to clear it, he's under loads of pressure. Just clear it. Why are you playing it to like this general little area here? I don't get it. And now you need to get on your bike here, John King, and press the life out of Furlong. Gets in behind. Smith's in. Aled Harrison doesn't save it. 1-0. Yeah, obviously I was in looking ahead of us, but Ipswich could catch us. Especially if they were to get a result against Barnsley. Sheffield United now winning against Forest. Okay, so West Brom have gone long from the goal kick. Shaughnessy's going to win this easily We can get to the second, we're not. The tactics seems to have really gone backwards a little bit in recent games. They go through and they should have scored, really. That I wouldn't even say good save. I think it was just a miss, really. Half-time is 1-0 to West Brom, let's say. Show me something else. I'm going to switch the two centre-backs as well. So I'm going to play Mitchell King in the middle and Shaughnessy out wide. Free kick West Brom, whipped in towards the far post, headed towards goal, and it's wide. It's the 1 point difference for us at the moment. Watford got game in hand, though. They're not playing right this second. Headed towards goal, no danger. Instant highlight after the one you just saw. They're going to go along with the goal kick. We're going to win the first header. No, we're not. We're going to get to the second. Oh, lads, what are we doing? We deserve to lose. That goes in. We deserve to lose. We don't even deserve to get back into the game. Smith into Powell. Powell plays it into Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy plays it across now all the way to Caledonia, who's got time and space. Shoots, and it's 2-1. I did go to the attacking version of the tactic as well with double wide centre-backs, etc. on attack. Highlight it. West Brom take a short free kick. They're going to build from the back. They play it into Scott. We really need to get a goal. Come on. We need a goal. They're going to get a chance though, aren't they? Oh, Gilligan wins it. Oh, he nearly wins it. Oh, it was so close. It was nearly so sweet. Oh, it's going to be their highlight. That's devastating. Is it going to be a goal? Oh, just isn't. Highlight here. Powell with a free kick. Whips in towards Hamer. It's headed away. John King's going to get there first. He takes it down. Whips in across to Hamer towards goal. Headed away. Mitchell King now gets it. Plays it into the goalkeeper. What on earth was that, Mitchell King? I don't know whose highlight it's going to be now. It could be anybody's. Are we going to get to this? We just get to this. Now we can do this. Plays it to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy. Play a progressive pass in here, please. Good. Powell. Back into Shaughnessy. Almost great. Peeled up. Oh, look at that. Little chest down from King. It's just gone back to the way it was, though. Can we get to this? Good touch, Mitchell King. Into Hamer. Oh, Hamer, that's an awful pass. Now it's going to be their highlight. We're in danger. We're in danger. It's going to be a goal. It is. Probably game over. Potential last-minute drama for us. We can get a goal here. Can we get one? No. No, that's going to be a chance for them. That's going to be it. So the first game's a defeat. Let's see what the mathematical situation is for the playoffs. Oh dear. Pretty devastating game that. Unlucky lads will say. Okay, you'll join me in 7 days. We'll see what the exact mathematical situation is for the playoffs and see what the route is for us to get in. Okay, here we are then. The stage is set. We are currently 2 points off the playoffs going into the last game to catch Brighton. We need to jump 3 points to replace Brentford or Peterborough. However, the goal difference means that's very unlikely. So the only way for us to get in is to win and make sure that Brighton and Watford both lose effectively. I mean, well, Watford could draw. Watford can draw, but Brighton have to lose. Watford at home, so they could draw, but they likely win that, but they could draw. And then Brighton at home to Reading. That's not looking good. So it's very unlikely we're going to get through here, but we'll see how it goes anyway. Same team as the last game, apart from Hughes returns at centre-back. Assistant manager says, time to put an end to this poor run. Yep, I agree. I'm going to be on this other side for the rest of this game, purely because, so you can see the league table and the latest scores together. Brighton are drawing 0-0. Okay, hello here. Oh, Smith. Wow. Straight red for us. Oh, for fuck's sake. Highlight for Sheffield United. They're going to go up their attack here. Going to get a chance. They go back to the goalkeeper. He's going to go to his other centre-back. It looks like it's going to build up to be a Sheffield United highlight, you would have thought. They get the chance now. It goes in behind. It's going to be brought down. Yeah, there it is. Is it going to be a goal? It's going to come back towards us again. Can we survive it? Can we survive it? The answer is no. Highlight instantly after the goal. Mitchell King gets it. Drives forwards. Plays into Sam Hughes. Plays into Lakin. Lakin, I mean, I don't know what we're doing here, lads. I don't know what we're doing. This is an absolute shambles of a performance. John King tries to get it, but doesn't quite get there. Powell loses out, and this is just awful. This is so poor from us. We don't deserve to go in the playoffs. We don't deserve it. We deserved it. We deserved that goal. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted, to be honest. Like, if we would have won this game if we'd have won this game, first and foremost, and the other teams would have got their results and gone through, I could have accepted that. But to get a red card that early and just ruin your whole chances has been quite hard to accept here. I've just gone through all that attack pretty much here. But it's pretty gutting. It's pretty gutting because we did so well and got so close, but it was still the right thing to do to play the youngsters and to try and get them game time. It was the right thing to do, I think, although it's going to cost us potentially promote. Well, I think we would have gotten the playoffs if I'd have played properly, but I don't think we would have got any higher than that anyway, and that's 2-1. I'm just leaving the best players on the pitch, even though they're playing badly in this game, because I want the best players to try and get out of their bad performances, really, because the players coming off the bench aren't really going to help us, I don't think, too much. But, I mean, what is that, pal? You had so many good options there you could have played, and he's been terrible. And Azizi Kubu, who was a player for us in the Paris Moneyball save, scored a hat-trick against us to end our playoff chances. Cheers, Aziz. Yeah, what I'm going to probably do, unless we score from this highlight, is skip through to the end of the game and we'll review the season because this game's over. Like, we're down to 10 men, 3 men down, and we need things go our way, which they're not right this second, so. But we'll see what happens with this highlight first. Before we do that, King into Victor. Okay. Powell, no. Heller, yep. Gets it, plays it to Victor. He's in. Is he going to score? He does. Okay, 3-2. Plays it into Taylor. Isn't going to get there. I brought on Kieran Gilligan by this, but in Taylor's position, Taylor's gone into the 10 position because Powell was playing absolutely awfully, of course. They've got him behind us, 2v2 at the back. We're just leaving 2v2 because we need to go for it, obviously. So, yeah, we're just trying to slide balls in that aren't really there. We're forcing it, which is what we have to do. They're being told to do that because of the situation, right? King into Taylor. He's got a chance. He could score it. Oh, he nearly got through, to be fair to him. Kieran Gilligan could slide it in here. No, he's going to go himself. Okay. Crosses it. Deflected. Victor. Heller. Shoots. King. Offside. Highlight for Sheffield United. They play it short. They're going to try and play out from the back. They go long. I mean, if this is how we can survive with 2 at the back, maybe we should just do this and play with an extra player in the middle. We're quite direct there with this tactic now. This is way too direct for my liking. But it's working with 10 men. Like, they feel like they've won the game. They're struggling to know what to do because they're trying to time waste out the game, but they're being given the ball all the time by us going too direct. So they're struggling to react to this. They might get another chance. They've got 2 good players for our level of football, really. They're going to go through. I mean, there you go. Game over. Game over. And there you have it. It's going to finish 4-2 to Sheffield United. We'll say unlucky. Now, that is... My immediate thoughts is of disappointment massively in the end of the season, really. There's a couple of things I'd like to change about the tactic, which I'm going to do for the start of next season. So going into next season, I'm going to play the same formation, same tactic as it currently is, with a few tweaks. But I'm very open now to switching the tactic completely if we need to, because I don't know. I feel like they really held us back in that run of form. We'll see how next season starts off, but that's, a huge disappointment, I think, for us. Yeah, the worst thing for us is there was multiple games like this where we were creating hardly any XG in games and conceding quite a lot with the same tactics we were playing before, right? And the update, the winter update, only came through quite late in the season, so a lot of our bad run of form has been on the new update, right? So we need to review this going into next season. We'll see what a new whole season looks like from the beginning, playing some of the youngsters from the start, tweaking the tactic. The first thing I want to do is make sure this is selected and maybe tweak some of this. But we're going to start to work on that a little more and look to adjust maybe the playing formation. Maybe not so much the playing philosophy, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's go and do the end of season review in the game and see what that has for us. I mean, I don't know about you, but that is a gross lie that the board are telling us here. The board are very disappointed you have failed to achieve one of the objectives laid out in the club's vision. Club vision objective failed. Develop the Skybet Championship's best youth system. I think you'll find me bloody are. That has pissed me off. This board can go and do one. Okay, end of season review. The new arrivals. Obviously, there isn't any first. Season results. Yeah, we did. I mean, we did do well, of course. We managed to get a top half finish, which is what the board were sort of hoping for as a best case scenario. So we did well there. But, 72 points. In fact, let's compare that to last season in a second. Moments to remember. 3-2 win, 5-3 win, the goal of the season with John King. And our biggest one was 5-0 to Brentford early in the season. Oh, good times. I thought we were going up at that stage. Finances are going down. I mean, let's sack the board. The board don't know what they're doing. They're costing us money. Just get out. How we lined up? Yeah, so next season, we'll talk about this in a second, but I think Keller Dunn is going to slowly start to move to a backup role, and Trott is going to play as a right wing back for us going forwards. And it's nice to have another new gen getting into the team, right? I think all of us are waiting to see the whole team being filled of new gens, but we've got to make sure we do it at the right time, blood them in at the correct moments, of course. The accolades, fans player of the season was Victor. Young player of the season was John King. Goal of the season was John King. Top goal scorer was Victor. Most assists was Joe Powell. Most player of the match awards was John King. Highest average rating was Victor. Most passes completed per 90 was Shaughnessy. Most league goals by a player. Club record Victor. Youngest player to make an appearance was Tom Keenan, who was 16. History in the making. Dynamic manager timeline. 200 matches. Future star. And Liverpool upset. Yeah, FA Cup third round upset against Liverpool. That was nice. And they have it. That is our end of season review. So, next season. I'm probably not going to sell anybody, even the players I'm not really using. But next season, who's going up to the first team? So Justin Parker-Trott is 100% going to go up to the first team next season. I'm probably going to start playing him early, just to test him and see if he's good enough to be able to do it. Because, if we played with wingers in a 4-3-3, he's nowhere near good enough. But as a wing back in our system, he could probably get away with it a little bit earlier, right? So We'll see. Matt Hudson, I might put up early to play in the first team as well. He's not really got much positioning and stuff, but I think he'd benefit from first team football. I think he could get good enough early like Mitchell King did, but he's going to need the same opportunity as Mitchell King got. Ian Day has got potential on the left side, a bit like Trott. I think he could be a good wing back for us going forwards long term, but we'll have to see. Brendan Hughes is probably worth putting in early as well next season. He looks like he could be an incredible player. You can see how maybe in this tactic it's hard to get him and all the other midfield players in the same team, but if we change system, maybe he could get in as well. So we're looking at different systems, of course, for this reason. And Tom Kiernan definitely needs to get into the team, I think, early on. Could be a world-class player for us. And when I say world-class, I just mean for our level. Like, he could be like one of our elite players that takes us up, gets us to win trophies later in his career, that kind of stuff, right? So that's another one. But definitely Justin Parker-Trott is going to be, I think, probably a starting right wing back for us next year. And I'm probably going to give him the chance early on to try and play. Matt Hudson potentially as well. I mean, Shaughnessy was terrible this season. In fact, let's just look at average ratings here. Like Shaughnessy, let's sort it by that. So who are the weakest players in the team if you take just the average ratings, not including the youngsters that played or the backup players? So you're looking at first team players. The worst performing player was Davis Keller-Dunn. Mitchell King was second, incidentally. That's interesting. Shaughnessy being third. Now, is that the tactic making him get low match ratings? Or did he just not play well? Interesting question. Could be a change in system, I think, next year to sort of prevent this a little bit. But we'll look at the team. We'll see what we've got. We'll try and keep the playing philosophy the same, which is, when I say playing philosophy, I mean this, right? But again, like I mentioned multiple times, this is only this direct to sort of compensate for the current formation. Actually, would be a lot more mixed and slower build-up than that. But we'll see how things go. So a quick run through of some of the players in the development this year. Won't do everybody. We'll do the players that sort of did have something to show for the last 6 months. Starting off with Allied Harrison, he's still improving. I think the difference between him and Garrett is that at least with Harrison, he's going to keep improving, right? So it's much better off us sticking with him now. They both made mistakes. They both played incredibly poorly at times. But at least we know Harrison long-term is going to get better. So I think we'll stick with him next season as our number one. We may have a step backwards next season where we end up in that sort of mid-table area quite a lot. We end up finishing a few places lower. But I think long-term, that's going to be better for us than playing Garrett, for example. Mitchell King, despite his poor performances in terms of match rating, is still improving quite a lot, looking good, which is the most important thing for us at this second anyway. Matt Hudson's improving quite a lot in the youth team. Again, I might not play him in the first team, but I can see the potential with him becoming a really good side of a back three kind of defender. The only problem with it is it would probably mean that I'd be dropping Sam Hughes or Hamer, neither of which I think I'm ready to drop. So I have to think about this a little bit more in depth. Or like somebody suggested we can play Hudson maybe somewhere else, but there you are anyway. Sam Heller, we'll see how he sort of starts to look in the next update, but he's stagnating a little bit. We're sort of looking like we know what he's going to be. He's that sort of like slower playmaker type midfield player. Doesn't really do a lot defensively, but is really good creatively for a pivot player. Doesn't dribble much. Yeah, so very, very specific kind of player. Justin Parker-Trott is really on the charge for his development. I'm looking forward to seeing him play more and more often for us. And yeah, he could be a really good player. I can see the potential in him as well, being a really good first choice wingback for us for many years to come. John King, not too much to note about him again this time around. Let's keep an eye on him because he might be plateauing out a little bit, which would be disappointing, but hopefully keeps improving at the rate he was going at before anyway. Ian Day improving quite a lot as a under-18 player, which is hopefully going to put him in good standing for the first team pretty soon. And last but not least, Tom Kiernan, looking like he's going to start to improve now. I'm excited about him as well. It's really going to be tough to figure out what to do in terms of a formation. Because like him and Joe Powell will be really good as two number 10s or two number 8s. So, it's so tough to get all these players into one team, you know. It's exciting, but it's also like, it's a good experiment, scientific problem and experiment to try and do. But at the same time, you get that experiment wrong and you get sacked, you know, because if we were to get something wrong tactically and we started to lose a lot of games early in the season, it would take us such a big effort to overcome that with the squad that we've got being so far below those other sides. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, I guess. But that's your player review, as it were, anyway. And there you have it. It's going to be our season concluded. That's a bit of a shame in how it ended off there. But we tried our best. And we'll see how next season goes. So we'll come back next season in the first sort of like attribute change. And again, we probably won't review the attributes too much at that stage. We'll just see how the season started, basically. We'll do maybe 3 matches. Maybe we don't look at attributes really at all, apart from 1 or 2 players. We'll do 3 matches, and then we'll do our first sort of attribute review in December. Maybe we'll start to do that, especially at the moment while a lot of the players are... We know where we're at with a lot of the players, so we're at a stage where a lot of the first team players that we had that were still interesting to see how they were developing, they've almost like all plateaued out now. Your Powells, your Gilligans, your Taylors, they've all sort of like got to the maximum, it feels like. They're not really changing, not going up or down anymore. So before we'd have those players and youngsters to look at, whereas now it's just the new gen youngsters. So there's less to look at almost in some ways, which is weird. But there you are. That's the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.